What if I told you that just a handful of companies have a say in almost every peso you spend? Think about it. From the moment your alarm clock goes off, your life is touched by giants. The electricity powering your phone, the fuel in your car, the mall you go to, the data you use. What if a small number of incredibly rich companies had a hand in all of it? Their logos are etched into our city skylines and woven into the fabric of our national identity. We see their names every day, but do we really get the sheer scale of their power? Do we understand the magnitude of their wealth and the depth of their influence on the Philippine economy, and more importantly, on our daily lives? In this video, we're not just counting down the 10 richest companies in the Philippines. We're going to show you how they really shape the country. We're peeling back the layers of corporate reports to reveal the real-world impact these titans have on you, your family, and your wallet. We're not talking about abstract numbers here. We're talking about the forces that set the price of your food, the cost of your commute, and the quality of the services you rely on. To do this, we're ranking these giants based on their gross revenue from 2024. This is the most direct way to measure the sheer volume of money flowing through them. It's not about stock prices that bounce around or profits that can be played with in accounting. This is about raw economic power, the total cash they generate. By the end of this, you'll see the Philippine corporate world in a whole new light. You won't just see a list of names, but a web of influence that touches every corner of the nation. Starting our countdown at number 10 is a name that might not be instantly familiar, but its impact is huge, especially in the global tech world. Pulling in a staggering gross revenue of 164.51 billion pesos is TI, Philippines, Incorporated, the local branch of the American tech giant, Texas Instruments. While you won't see a TI logo at your local appliance store, chances are you own several devices that wouldn't work without their tech. Texas Instruments is one of the world's biggest producers of semiconductors. These are the tiny microchips, the brains, inside almost every piece of modern electronics. Your smartphone, your laptop, your TV, the complex systems in your car, even your digital watch, they all need semiconductors to work. TI Philippines runs a massive assembly and test facility, a cornerstone of the country's electronics manufacturing sector, which is a major contributor to our exports. The facility in Baguio City has been a huge player for decades, employing thousands of Filipinos in high-skilled jobs. They take silicon wafers from other parts of the world and do the critical final steps, cutting them into individual chips, putting them in protective packages, and testing them to meet the tough standards of the global electronics industry. So, where's the connection to your daily life? It's not a bill you pay or a product you consciously buy. It's more fundamental. The work done at TI Philippines affects the availability and cost of the technology we take for granted. The efficiency of their production has a ripple effect on the price you pay for a new phone or laptop. A hiccup in their supply chain can cause global shortages. Their presence makes the Philippines an essential link in the chain that powers our digital world. Every time you send a text, stream a video, or turn on a smart light, you're likely using a product that passed through the hands of Filipino workers at a TI facility. They're the silent engine in the background of your digital life. At number 9, we take to the skies with a company that represents national pride and the dream of connecting the Philippines with the world. With a gross revenue of 185.58 billion pesos, we have Philippine Airlines, or PAL. As the nation's flag carrier, PAL is more than just an airline. It's a symbol. For millions of Filipinos here and abroad, that iconic sun and stars on the tail of a PAL plane is a welcome sight, a beacon of home. Founded in 1941, it's Asia's first commercial airline, giving it a deep and storied history. From a single Beechcraft Model 18, it has grown into a major international airline, flying across Asia, North America, Australia, and the Middle East. Its fleet of modern aircraft carries tourists, business travelers, and most importantly, our beloved overseas Filipino workers. PAL's influence becomes clearest when you travel. For decades, it's been the main gateway for Filipinos to the rest of the world and for the world to the Philippines. Planning a trip to LA, a vacation in Tokyo, or a meeting in Singapore, PAL is almost always a top choice, often offering the only direct flights. This strategic position gives it huge control over pricing and availability for international travel. The cost of your ticket and the routes you can take are all heavily influenced by PAL's decisions. But its influence goes beyond just travelers. The airline is a vital artery for the nation's economy. It brings in tourists that fuel our hotels and resorts, transports high-value cargo for businesses, and serves as the main bridge for the millions of OFWs, whose remittances are the lifeblood of the Philippine economy. When an OFW books a flight home for Christmas, they're participating in a massive logistical dance that PAL has perfected. The airline's health is often a good indicator of the nation's economic vitality. PAL's operations also create a ripple effect in local economies, supporting thousands of families through jobs, from pilots and cabin crew to ground staff and engineers. So, while you might only think about PAL when you're 30,000 feet in the air, its wings cast a very long shadow over the economic landscape below. Our number 8 spot takes us into the world of big money, a sector that acts as the circulatory system for the entire economy. With a gross revenue of 185.9 billion pesos, we have Metropolitan Bank and Trust Company, better known as Metro Bank. Founded in 1962 by the late banking titan George Tai, Metro Bank's story is one of ambitious growth. Its tagline, "You're in good hands," is a promise that has resonated with millions of Filipinos for over 60 years. Metro Bank's influence on your life is both seen and unseen. The seen part is the huge network of over 950 branches and thousands of ATMs all over the country. The iconic blue M is a familiar symbol of financial access. For millions, Metro Bank is where they opened their first savings account, deposit their salary, and handle their banking needs. That payroll account from your company. It could very well be with Metro Bank. Need to pay bills? You're likely doing it through their app or at one of their branches. But the unseen influence is where its real power lies. Metro Bank is a universal bank, which means it does a lot more than just deposits and withdrawals. It's a major lender providing the capital that fuels the country's growth. That new condo building going up in your city? It might be financed by a Metro Bank loan. The car you just bought? The financing could be through Metro Bank card. That small business in your neighborhood that just expanded. It could be thanks to a loan they got from the bank. By deciding who gets money and at what interest rate, Metro Bank plays a huge role in shaping the physical and economic landscape of the country. They are the gatekeepers of capital. Their investment banking arm is involved in huge corporate deals, helping companies raise money or merge with others. These high-level deals might seem distant, but they determine which companies grow, which industries thrive, and ultimately, the shape of the economy you live in. Your personal financial life is also deeply tied to them. If you have a credit card, you're part of a massive consumer credit system that banks like Metro Bank lead. They are not just a place to keep your money. They are an active player in determining its value and how you use it. Number 7 is a name that's practically a national institution and, for many, a literal lifesaver. With a gross revenue of 203.98 billion pesos, Mercury Drug Corporation is a name we all know. There's probably no other brand on this list that is so closely tied to the personal well-being of the average Filipino. When you have a headache, a fever, or need a prescription filled, the first thought for most is the iconic red and white sign of Mercury Drug. Founded in 1945 in post-war Manila by Mariano Cue, Mercury Drug's origin is legendary. Starting with a single pushcart, Q sold individual antibiotic pills to the public, which was unheard of at the time, but made medicine affordable for everyone. That core principle of service has been the company's bedrock for over 75 years. From that humble pushcart, it has grown into a pharmaceutical giant with over 1,000 stores nationwide. Mercury Drug's dominance is built on trust and accessibility. They pioneered the 24/7 pharmacy, understanding that medical needs don't follow a 9-to-5 schedule. That simple but brilliant move cemented their place in the hearts of Filipinos. A parent with a sick child in the middle of the night or someone needing urgent medicine knew Mercury Drug would be there. Its grip on your daily life is direct, and it all comes down to your health. The company is the biggest player in the country's pharmaceutical retail market. This gives it immense bargaining power with drug manufacturers, which in turn influences the price you pay for medicine. The availability of a specific brand, the generic options offered, and the prices are all shaped by Mercury Drug's massive purchasing power. Their influence now goes beyond just medicine. Their stores have become one-stop shops for personal care and basics. Need diapers, baby formula, toiletries, or a quick snack? Mercury Drug has become a convenient neighborhood hub. This expansion has put them in direct competition with convenience stores and even supermarkets, embedding them even deeper into our daily lives. Their Suki Card loyalty program is also a masterclass in customer retention, gathering valuable data on what people buy, which lets them fine-tune their inventory with surgical precision. When a doctor gives you a prescription, the unspoken next step for millions is a trip to Mercury Drug. We're halfway through our countdown, and we've already uncovered the giants in tech, travel, banking, and healthcare. From the chip in your phone to the medicine in your cabinet, these companies are shaping your world. If you're already seeing the web of influence these companies have, do us a favor and hit that like button. It tells us you want more deep dives like this. Now, let's get back to the countdown, because the companies only get bigger. Back to the banks at number 6, we have an institution that's older than the Philippine Republic itself. With a gross revenue of 210.84 billion pesos, the Bank of the Philippine Islands, or BPI, is an industry titan. Founded way back in 1851, BPI is the first bank in the Philippines and Southeast Asia. Its history is woven into the nation's history, having financed some of the country's earliest trade and infrastructure projects. BPI, now a key member of the Ayala Group, has built its reputation on a blend of tradition and innovation. Its tagline, "Ready today, ready tomorrow," points to a forward-looking approach that's still anchored in its long past. Like Metro Bank, BPI's influence is everywhere. Its network of branches and ATMs is a familiar sight across the country. For millions of Filipinos, a BPI account is their main financial tool. It's where their salary lands, where they save for the future, and where they pay their bills. The bank was a pioneer in electronic banking here, and its mobile app is one of the most widely used, handling millions of transactions every day. Every time you transfer funds, pay a Meralco bill online, or reload your phone through their app, you're using BPI's massive digital infrastructure. But its power goes far beyond that. BPI is a powerhouse in corporate lending. It provides the capital that allows businesses to expand, build factories, and hire people. The food you buy at the supermarket might be from a company that expanded using a BPI loan. The office building you work in could have been built with financing from BPI. As a primary source of capital, BPI helps set the pace and direction of economic development in the country. BPI is also a major player in managing wealth through BPI Asset Management and Trust Corporation. They manage investment funds where many Filipinos park their savings to grow over time. The retirement savings of millions depend on the expertise of BPI's fund managers. They aren't just keepers of wealth, they are its growers. To be a BPI client is to be part of a financial ecosystem that has been shaping the Philippines for over 170 years. At number 5 is a company that literally moves the nation. With a massive gross revenue of 232.72 billion pesos, Toyota Motor Philippines Corporation puts the country on wheels. Just look outside. On any given street in any city or province, you are guaranteed to see a Toyota. The Vios, the Fortuner, the Innova, the Hiace. These aren't just car models. They're cultural icons. Toyota Motor Philippines, TMP, is a joint venture between the Japanese auto giant Toyota and the Thai family's GT Capital Holdings. Since starting in 1988, TMP has been the undisputed king of the Philippine auto industry, holding the biggest market share for decades. Their lead is so big that they often sell more cars than the next few competitors combined. This isn't just market leadership, it's market supremacy. How does Toyota control your daily life? It starts with your commute. If you own a car, there's a good chance it's a Toyota. The brand is known for reliability, durability, and strong resale value, qualities that practical Filipinos value. Your decision on what car to buy is heavily influenced by Toyota's marketing, its huge dealership network, and the easy availability of spare parts. But even if you don't own a car, your life is still shaped by Toyota. The vast majority of taxis and ride-sharing vehicles, like for Grab, are Toyota Vios sedans. The iconic UV Express vans that carry millions of commuters are mostly Toyota Hiace vans. The family going on a weekend trip or the company transporting its employees often relies on the Toyota Innova. By dominating these key transport segments, Toyota effectively controls the mobility of a huge part of the population. The cost and comfort of your daily commute are, in many ways, decided by the vehicles Toyota puts on the road. This dominance has a massive ripple effect on the economy. TMP's manufacturing plant in Santa Rosa, Laguna, provides thousands of jobs and supports a whole ecosystem of local parts suppliers. They don't just sell cars, they define the automotive landscape and shape how an entire nation moves. Our number 4 company is another giant you'll see on almost any major road, with one of the most recognizable logos in the world. With a gross revenue of 245.8 billion pesos, Shell Filipinos Corporation is a major force in powering the nation. The iconic red and yellow Shell is a familiar sight for any motorist needing fuel. Shell has a history in the Philippines, stretching back over a century. It's been a key player in the country's energy scene, evolving from just an importer of kerosene to a fully integrated energy company. For generations of Filipino drivers, Shell has been a trusted brand for quality fuels. Shell's main control over your life comes from the pump. As one of the big 3 oil companies, Shell has huge influence over the price of gasoline and diesel. The weekly price changes we hear about in the news are heavily influenced by the strategies of Shell and its competitors. How much you pay to fill your tank is directly linked to the decisions made by Shell. But its influence goes far beyond private cars. The entire supply chain of the country runs on diesel. The trucks that deliver food from farms to markets, the buses that connect cities, the generators that power businesses during brownouts, they all run on fuel from companies like Shell. So, Shell's pricing directly impacts the cost of goods and services across the board. When fuel prices go up, the cost of everything from your electricity bill to the pandesal at your local bakery tends to go up too. Lately, Shell has been shifting its strategy. While fuel is still its core business, the company is expanding its non-fuel retail. Their Shell Select stores are becoming popular spots for snacks and essentials. They're also investing in services like car maintenance and rolling out electric vehicle charging stations, getting ready for the future of travel. At its core, Shell's power comes from a simple, basic need: the need for energy. By being one of the main providers of that energy, Shell holds a powerful lever that affects the cost of living for every Filipino. Now for the top three. And at number 3, we have a bank that isn't just a giant, it's an empire. With an immense gross revenue of 300 to 27.18 billion pesos, BDO Unibank, Incorporated, is a financial behemoth. As the flagship of the SM Group, BDO's growth has been explosive, driven by aggressive acquisitions and a relentless focus on expansion. Its tagline, "We find ways," has become a mantra for its pursuit of total market dominance. BDO is the largest bank in the Philippines by almost any measure: assets, loans, deposits, and branches. This sheer size gives it an unmatched level of influence over the nation's economy. While other banks on this list are giants, BDO is a titan among them. The most obvious sign of BDO's power is its physical presence. With over 1,700 branches and more than 4,800 ATMs, BDO is everywhere. Their branches are strategically located not just in business districts, but crucially inside SM malls. This symbiotic relationship with the country's largest mall operator gives BDO access to millions of shoppers every single day. This convenience has been a key driver of its massive customer base. If you're one of their millions of clients, BDO's control over your daily life is absolute. It's the country's largest depository, meaning more Filipinos trust their savings to BDO than any other bank. It's also the country's biggest lender. The home you live in, the car you drive, the business you run. There's a good chance the financing came from BDO. As the biggest source of credit, BDO's lending policies and interest rates have a profound impact on who can get capital. But BDO's dominance extends into every corner of finance. BDO Private Bank manages the wealth of the country's richest people. BDO Capital arranges financing for the biggest infrastructure projects in the nation. BDO is also the largest credit and debit card issuer in the country. This gives them an incredibly rich data set on the spending habits of Filipino consumers. The story of BDO is one of scale. Its decisions can create or limit opportunities for entire communities. It's a financial juggernaut whose influence is so deeply embedded in the economic fabric of the Philippines, it's impossible to imagine the modern economy without it. At number 2 is a company so essential you only really notice it when it's gone. With a colossal gross revenue of 426.36 billion pesos, the Manila Electric Company, or Meralco, is the power behind the Philippine economy. For over 120 years, Meralco has been the sole distributor of electricity to Metro Manila and its surrounding provinces. A franchise area that's home to over 25 million people and is the country's economic heart. Meralco's control over your daily life is absolute. From the moment you switch on the light, to charging your phone, to working on your computer, to watching TV at night, almost every activity is powered by the electricity Meralco delivers. Unlike other companies on this list where you might have a choice, for most people and businesses in its area, Meralco is the only option. It's a natural monopoly, and with that comes immense, deep-rooted power. The most direct way Meralco impacts your life is through your monthly electricity bill. That piece of paper is a constant concern for Filipino families and a major cost for businesses. The parts of the bill, generation charge, transmission charge, distribution charge, are complex and often controversial, but they all flow through Meralco. The company's efficiency and its contracts with power plants all affect the final amount you pay. Meralco's influence, however, goes far beyond just sending bills. The company is a critical enabler of all economic activity in its franchise area, which accounts for more than half of the Philippines' GDP. No new subdivision can be built, No new factory can run, no new mall can open, and no BPO office can function without first connecting to Meralco's grid. A stable and reliable supply of electricity is a basic requirement for economic growth. When you flip a switch, you're plugging into a massive, complex, and powerful system that Meralco has controlled for over a century. The light in your home, the productivity of your office, and the very pulse of the nation's economy all depend on this single, indispensable giant. And here we are, the #1 richest company in the Philippines, a true behemoth whose products fuel the entire nation. With an astronomical gross revenue of 471.86 billion pesos, Petron Corporation stands alone as the country's largest company. For the third year in a row, Petron has held this top spot, a testament to its sheer scale and critical role in the economy. Petron is the Philippines' largest oil refining and marketing company. Its massive refinery in Bataan is the country's only remaining refinery, a strategic national asset that gives Petron a unique and powerful position. While other oil companies are primarily importers and distributors, Petron can refine crude oil itself, giving it more flexibility and control over its supply. Petron's dominance is felt every day by millions. With over 2,000 service stations, Petron has the largest retail network in the country. Its familiar blue and red logo is a landmark everywhere. For private car owners, jeepney drivers, bus operators, and truckers, Petron is a primary source of the gasoline and diesel that keep their vehicles and the economy moving. Like Shell, Petron's pricing strategy has a direct impact on the wallets of every Filipino. As a market leader, its price changes are closely watched and often set the tone for the rest of the industry. The cost of your daily commute, the fare for public transport, and the shipping cost of goods are all tied to the price of fuel set by giants like Petron. But the company's influence goes much deeper. Petron is a major supplier of fuel to the country's most critical industries. It provides the jet fuel that powers airlines, including our #9 company, powerhouse. It supplies fuel oil that runs power plants, contributing to the electricity grid that Meralco manages. It provides the diesel that fuels machinery for mining and construction. It is the energy that powers other giants. Petron is also a leading supplier of liquefied petroleum gas, LPG, through its Gasul and Fiesta gas brands. For millions of Filipino households, this is the fuel they use for daily cooking. The price and availability of LPG are a constant concern for families, and Petron is the dominant player in this essential market. From the gas in your car, to the fuel in the plane you fly, to the LPG that cooks your food, Petron's presence is inescapable. It literally fuels the very system in which all other companies operate. So, we've counted down the top 10 individual companies. But what if I told you that was just scratching the surface? Many of the companies on our list, like BDO, are actually part of much larger entities known as conglomerates. These are massive holding companies that own a diverse portfolio of businesses, and their power is on another level. Let's look at two of the most powerful, San Miguel Corporation and SM Investments Corporation. First, San Miguel Corporation, or SMC. Once known mainly as a beer company, SMC has transformed into one of the most diversified and powerful conglomerates in the nation. It still owns San Miguel Brewery and San Miguel Foods, but it also owns Petron, our #1 company. It has a massive power generation arm, SMC Global Power, and it's one of the biggest infrastructure players, building and operating expressways like TPLEX and SLEX, and developing the massive New Manila International Airport. When you consolidate all its businesses, San Miguel Corporation's gross revenue was a jaw-dropping 1.66 trillion pesos. That's more than 3 times the revenue of Petron alone. Then there's SM Investments Corporation, the parent company of the Psy family empire. We saw BDO at #3, but that's just one piece of the SM puzzle. SM Investments also owns SM Prime, the country's largest mall operator, and SM Retail, which includes the SM Store, SM Supermarket, and dozens of other brands. You can wake up and check your BDO account, go to an SM mall to shop at the SM Store, buy groceries at SM Supermarket, watch a movie at SM Cinema, and maybe even live in an SMDC condo. Their consolidated revenue is also immense, but their real power is in this fully integrated ecosystem, designed to capture the Filipino peso at every possible opportunity. These conglomerates are playing a different game entirely. Their investment decisions can create whole new cities and industries. They are among the largest employers in the country, and their leaders are some of the most influential figures in the nation. To understand the Philippine economy, you have to understand the immense power concentrated within these family-led conglomerates. While these companies dominate the Philippines, how do they look on the world stage? Recently, several of our corporate giants have been gaining international recognition, not just for their finances, but as some of the world's best employers. According to the latest World's Best Employers list for 2025 by Forbes, several Philippine companies made the cut. San Miguel Corporation, in particular, has consistently ranked as the top Filipino company on the list, placing an impressive 42nd globally. Following behind are other major players like Ayala Corporation, Metrobank, and BDO Unibank. This recognition comes from employee surveys rating things like salary, work-life balance, and career opportunities. It suggests that while these companies focus on profit, they're also investing in creating positive work environments. Similarly, Time Magazine's 2025 list of the world's best companies, which looks at employee satisfaction, revenue growth, and sustainability, also features a strong Philippine group. Ayala Corporation was named the top Philippine company on this list, ranking 210th globally, its highest position yet. SM Investments and other familiar names also earned spots. However, this glowing picture has to be balanced with the reality for many Filipino workers. The conversation around work-life balance and the overwork crisis is a real one here. While these top corporations might offer competitive benefits for some, the broader labor market is often still characterized by long hours and low wages. The rise of corporate social responsibility and the bayanihan spirit in the corporate world is a positive trend, but the challenge remains to make sure the immense growth of these companies translates into inclusive and sustainable development for the whole country. If you love this video, like and subscribe.